Sexual harassment and rape claims have rocked the 14th National Cosatu Congress. This follows claims of a rape incident that happened on day one of the Congress, with an arrest said to have been instituted yesterday at the venue. This has seen calls for an urgent establishment of a sexual harassment committee that will ensure that the matter is dealt with. SABC economics reporter Katlego Legodi is at the Congress and joins us live. Very good afternoon to you, Katlego. How is this issue being treated?
A very good afternoon to you, Ndzinga, and to our viewers at home. This is a hot topic at the Congress right now, where day 3 is concerned. We saw earlier on just the women's desk of the Cosatu Federation just standing up to raise that issue, to say that they need to be some sort of a point of order before the program of today can continue. In terms of those rape and sexual harassment allegations that surfaced here, we are told that this is an incident that happened on day 1. We are told that also law enforcement is already also just attending to this matter, where that arrest is concerned yesterday of a delegate here on the ground. Earlier on, we saw the General Secretary of Cosatu, Bekin Chali, just inviting the union secretaries to move out of the room of the hall to just discuss this matter at length, so that in any way it doesn't disrupt the program of the day. The program is well underway, but we're expecting that any moment from now, or even after lunch, we'll get clarity in terms of how the union or how the federation is going to move in attending to this issue of sexual harassment. This is an issue that was raised even on day 1 already, where some of the unions were rising up here to say that there's a need to just more or less establish that sexual harassment committee that will look into these issues, not anticipating that something like this would happen, but indeed we find ourselves here where now that committee is needed now more than ever. And it was clear also from the women's desk to say that this committee, this conference, this Congress here on the ground needs to conclude with that committee intact and set up. But what I can tell you right now, Ndzinga, is that the voting process as well is underway in terms of the Cosatu leadership that were nominated on Monday, and we'll be seeing the announcement of the leadership, the new leadership, tomorrow on the final day of the Congress. But let me invite into the conversation now Masiteng. She's from the NUM. She's from the NUM's women's structure. In terms of their contribution here on the ground, the women really are not happy in Masiteng about what is happening here around these claims of sexual allegations or sexual harassment that have surfaced. Let me just get your reaction to those claims that are surfaced before we go into your contribution here today.
No, thanks. Mine would to say that the claims, we have not yet verified them. Therefore, the investigation is still ongoing to understand what is actually happening. Because as women would not tolerate that. An abuse to a woman, a rape, it's a no-no. There's no excuse for that. It's a crime and it must be attended to as such. So there's a team that has been tasked to find out what is really happening, so that we will be able to fight that, because as women would not condone such a thing. It must be dealt with when we come out of this Congress. It must be dealt with, and we must be clear on what is happening in terms of that, and whoever who had done that, it must be dealt with accordingly.
And in terms of the need for that committee, now it's important more than ever for Cosatu to have a committee that focuses clearly and zoom into these issues of sexual harassment. We saw unions rising on Monday already to say there's a need for a structure of Cosatu, some sort of a team that will be put together to look into this sexual harassment within the federation. That structure, do you think, if formed here today, would more or less tend to give the women that are here some comfort to say the issues are being attended to, especially where issues of sexual harassment and rape are concerned?
Yes, you must understand that the issue of us having a gender mainstreaming was for us to be able to deal with issues that concern us as women, because at times men cannot advance our issues the way we want them to do. You must remember that as federation, this was the Congress resolution of the 1998 Cosatu that said the affiliates must go back and have the women's structure that would assist us. Hence, in 2000, as NUM, we managed to get that structure. And that structure deals accordingly with the policies that deals with the harassment at the workplace. And we must make sure that as women's structure, that those policies, the employer is accountable for those policies, and make sure that the employer has those policies been there, and there's always awareness in terms of the sexual structure. Everyone must know what is sexual harassment. Everyone must understand what needs to be done in terms of sexual harassment. So we are clear, and I think Cosatu has been clear from the beginning, because the resolution was taken in 1999. Hence, you see that we have a gender structure within the federation as Cosatu. So that one is clear, and we are dealing with it accordingly. More and more women must come up and deal with such things, because we understand, especially us as the NUM, we are from places where were previously masculine areas. The space that we are in mine, we are in ESCOM, and when you check, it's new people that are coming in. It's dominated by men. So such things were happening more and more, but now because we have a women's structure that is trying to deal with those things, we appoint women that will be able to run the agenda and run these things that when it's women, they stand up and say, even if it's not you who's been harassed, but as part of women's structure, when you notice that there's such thing is happening, you'll be able to say, no, this cannot happen, not while we are here, not while the affiliates is strongly advancing and advocating for women emancipation.
We are on day 3, and today we saw members of various unions taken to the podium to add their contributions in terms of those reports that were presented here, the financial report, the organizational report. Maybe just let us in on your contribution here, and are you welcoming to those reports that were presented at the podium?
Yes, I do welcome those reports that were presented, and also the discussions that were added by affiliates, because you might understand that certain things that were said in the report, as much as there were other things, they were so and so in terms of how we're doing this. Hence, we are saying as the affiliates to say, as much as we have these reports, we must go back and check what is it that is done in terms of the report. We must monitor how things are done within the federation and the alliance that you are in, because at sometimes you find that the alliance is there but it's not working for us. Hence, we are saying, let's check how far are we. When we are here to review and check what is it that has been done and what needs to be done, what can be added on, and what is it that is not working for us. Hence, we are saying that we are here to do anything that would assist us as a federation to advance for the issues of the workers, to ensure that the leadership that is going to be appointed here must move forward knowing that they are there for the workers, not for their own pockets, not for their own jackets, not for them to advance themselves, but for the interest of the workers.
Masiteng, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. That is Masiteng from the NUM, who was just letting us in on their position here, especially where that allegation of rape and sexual harassment is concerned. You heard her saying there that they've nominated as unions certain members that are looking into this matter. They're looking for answers in terms of probing what is happening here, or what happened here where issues of sexual harassment and rape are concerned. We are also noting various unions taking to the podium to just present, welcome or more or less object to the financial report that was presented here on the ground. There was an organizational report that was presented yesterday as well, and those are the issues that need to be debated. Today we'll be seeing a socio-economic report as well that will be presented here on the ground, and the members will be given an opportunity to discuss all of those. But all of this happening in Zinga when the members are just moving a bit by bit out of the main hall to the other hall to try and cast their ballot and vote for the new leadership. This is where we'll see tomorrow a new leadership emerging from Cosatu that will steer the federation for the coming 5 years or so. Nzinga?
Katlego giving us an update there from the Cosatu Congress.